Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As the video title would imply, I got a match for you today on Two Brothers. It is a capture the base match. We are in the Kirisame, and I'm going to talk about the importance of defending the middle here today. And we are in the right ship to do that. I don't think, in my personal opinion, that gunboat destroyers can really fill the role of defending the gap here in Two Brothers simply because gunboats don't have torpedoes, or they don't have strong torpedoes. You need strong torpedoes to defend the gap. You want to punish the enemy ships for putting themselves in essentially a closed alleyway. And one good torpedo boat, maybe even the Jaeger might be the best ship to do this with because it has so many torpedoes. We're not in the Jaeger today, obviously, but any ship that can generate a lot of torpedoes and punish the enemy really going to hold up their advance through the gap here on Two Brothers. Now, we are not going to start defending the gap. We're going to go out onto our flank and do a little bit of spotting. As you can see, the enemy team does have a Jaeger. We have a Jaeger. I don't think either Jaeger is going to be involved in the gap play today. We're going to go out and get some spots, and then we're going to realize that the enemy team is pushing the middle, so we're going to go back to defend our cap. In my opinion, I don't personally think pushing the middle is a viable tactic at the beginning of the game. However, depending on what ships get killed, it starts to increase in viability as a tactic as the game goes on. And you could push the middle for two reasons, just to try to get a cap. Now, obviously, that's going to come into play a little bit more in a domination match where the enemy isn't going to defend that cap necessarily at all costs, especially if their team is split out to the sides of the two islands. In a capture the base match, it's really more if the enemy team has spread themselves out too far and wouldn't be able to prevent a lone ship from getting back in there and flipping that cap, which would end the game. All right, so somebody, was it me? No, I don't think it was me. Somebody else was like, hey, the enemy's going up the middle, this, that, and the other. And so I'm looking at my RDF indicator right now. We turned in, we avoided torpedoes, and I'm going to start turning around because this Marco Polo looks like he is coming up the middle, and I am going to move to stop him, or at the very least, make him pay for his bad mistake. Now, looking at the mini-map, we do have a couple of ships in the cap. I'm hoping that this ship in front of me here off my port bow is going to get out of the way and allow me to defend it. As you see, we have Japanese torpedoes. We also have a torpedo reload booster. I don't know what he was asking me to do, but I said no. And I'm trying to highlight because the enemy's coming at the middle. That's why no. So we're just going to try to get over to where we can see through the gap. And then there's a teammate directly at the bottom of the cap battleship who's going to help me out if I remember this correctly. All right, there's the Marco Polo of the enemy team. He is being fired upon, and presumably a ship near him sonared me right there, or radared me. I am really not worried about that right now. Just if we can see who's in the cap. And I was really hoping the ship wouldn't do this and go forward like that, because now he's potentially in the way of my torpedoes, especially depending on how he turns. And I know it's a brawling ship, but that doesn't mean you should rush into the gap, Mr. Atlantico. Torpedoes are more powerful than your ship. So speaking of torpedoes, a metric ton of torpedoes came through. So maybe there is a Jaeger in the gap. After all, I don't specifically see one. I'm trying to tell Atlantico to get back. Hopefully he is smart enough to understand why I told him that, because I am maneuvering to get torpedoes off into the fat part of the opening there. And as you can see, the enemy ships, and the Atlantico did back off, thankfully. The enemy ships are trying to move back and forth So we are going to get to a point right here. I think we're going to launch one, and then I think we're going to stop and cease all motion here and wait to see how much they stick their nose out before we launch our second set of torps. All right, second set of torps is out. Am I going to hit the torpedo reload booster? I don't know. I am spotted by the Prinz Eugen, who ate a torpedo and pretty much did him in. He's going to get finished off right there. And we have another torpedo strike, maybe on the Marco Polo. Looks like a Lightning is now in the mix here. And so we are continuing to... Oh, never mind. The Lightning's not in here. So it's somebody else in here. And the Marco Polo. And I'm just saying that because we got a third torpedo strike, and I don't think it was on the Marco Polo. Maybe a destroyer. All right, so Marco Polo is now backing off. I guess he wasn't brave without Prinz Eugen. There's another ship with him, a Giuseppe Verdi. So I would have thought if they were committed, they would have kept pushing. But because we are here, they decided to back off. Now I see the enemy battleship there, the friendly battleship is moving in. So I launched one set of torps before he blocked my torpedo angle. And I don't blame him for going at this point. And he's following my torpedoes. I think that's a great tactic for a brawling ship to take. Wait until your destroyer launches torpedoes and then follow the torpedoes. We do finish off. Was it a Giuseppe Verdi? Yeah, we finished them off. All right, now there's a Salem still in there. We are finding ourselves under attack from the Jaeger over here. So I'm going to just take one last look here at the gap. And I'm going to say, I don't think the gap needs more defending. And we've got a Jaeger to worry about. So I'm going to think about launching, but instead I'm going to turn outwards. And I am going to go engage the Jaeger here on the outside. We're finally going to move back to the outside. No eBay, I'm not buying that. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I have to tell you, I was unable to wager on the Kentucky Derby, but my choice finished second. I picked Sierra Leone to win, and Sierra Leone did not win. Sierra Leone showed, and a long shot won. Here's the Jaeger hiding behind an island. Really, I'm just spotting him at this point for my team. And we're going to get out into the open water and try to use our torpedoes again. Really quickly back to the Derby. Even though my horse finished second, I think the third place horse should have lodged what is known as an objection and created what's called an inquiry in the world of horse racing. And the inquiry probably would have resulted in Sierra Leone finishing third and the third place horse finishing second, because Sierra Leone did what they call lugging in, where he pushed hard to the left into the inside of the track and collided with the other horse. Anyway, that's just a little bit about horse racing. I love horse racing, and so maybe someday I can post videos of a horse racing video game that's about 20 years old that I have, called Gallop Racer. Anyway, we are lighting up the Jaeger, as you can see. Us going backward, him running away doesn't really make a difference. We're setting him on fire. Can we get the last shots in to kill the Jaeger? And the answer is no, we can't. Well, much to my chagrin. All right, the blue team has the red team on the ropes. Here is another ship, and we are going to turn to the side here, and it is a Vanguard. He is turning in, and so we're going to speculatively launch where we think he's going to go, and then I'm going to maneuver around the island and maybe launch again, because I'm really just launching one because this island was going to get in the way, and I just said some torpedoes in the water are better than no torpedoes in the water until we get clear of the island. You can see it looks like he has turned all the way around or reversed his position, and he's heading back. So again, at this point, We are just trying to spot the Vanguard for our teammates. And again, there's another island in the way, so I'm not going to be able to do that forever. What I am going to do, before he drops spot, I am going to torp along my perceived path of his travel, and there we're going to send our torps. They go by both islands, so it won't matter if he goes outside or inside. We're going to catch him either way. And my teammates saw that and also launched torpedoes. Now I'm turning in. I'm counting on my reload happening. There's another enemy ship over there, which I did not know about. So we're going to shoot at the closer enemy ship, the Vanguard, and try to catch him on fire. But really, this is more about distracting him from my incoming torpedoes. Unfortunately for me, I think they would have been good, but he was finished off by one of our teammates. All right, continuing to push outwards here. And we just want to track down this last battleship. The remaining red team ship is far to the back of the map. And I think he's being engaged by one of our teammates in their cap. So we're not going to have to worry about that guy. This is literally like cleanup on Isle 9 territory, where we're just trying to get this ship finished off so we can call this match a day. And they have no chance to win. So I don't... You know, and I'm as guilty as this as anybody. Sometimes I make them work for it when I'm pissed off. But this guy literally has no chance of winning whatsoever. Don't know how close those torpedoes were to hitting. I think they probably didn't come near him at all. And just looked like they did, like an optical illusion. Here, it looks like he's going to go forward. So we're going to torp in his anticipated path. And then we're going to torp again a little to the inside in case he squirrels out of that. He's not really moving that I can tell. So I didn't want to do a wider spread. I also didn't want to get closer even though we're fully healthy. Because what is the point of having a stealthy ship if you're not going to use your stealth? Alright. Looks like we're going to get a couple of torpedo strikes there. And that is the end of that ship. And so just one ship left. We are far, far out. And we won't be able to affect the outcome of that ship's life or death. But I think I've shown you defending the middle, an important tactic here on Two Brothers. And so if you are in a destroyer, it's probably somewhat your job to maintain awareness of the gap and defend it, especially in a capture the base match. All right, look at this. This must have been for the last thing. All right, here we are on the victory screen. Over 100,000 damage. 4 torpedo strikes, 6 torpedo strikes. I think just 4. Couple of kills. We ended up with over 660,000 silver, over 9,500 ship XP, 2,500 green XP, 16,000 Commander XP in the Kirasame using Azer Lane Yukikaze. We ended up with 2253 base XP, 2 big kills, leading the way for our team. And the best part is I didn't subject you to the annoying anime voice of that commander. Anyway, would love to hear your comments. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. And hopefully I can bring you another scintillating, thought-provoking, and entertaining match on Thursday. Take care, everybody. Bye.